For Barron's administration, I would make sure there's coordination. And I'd make sure the coordination that starts from the cabinet level. We would start a new cabinet position that brings all of those who are interested in helping Boston become a safer city together, including the neighborhood watch groups, including the neighborhood nonprofit organizations that are working closely with the people in our neighborhoods and with police.
I've called for 200, in my first term, 200 more police officers on the street, phased in over 4 years. That helps with the enforcement. That also helps with the intervention. That helps with community policing. It helps us fully staff our community service offices, which play such a great role. We want police officers on bikes, on foot, and in patrol cars, keeping our neighborhood safe.
I'm already talking to police almost every day about what they think could be done. And they have ideas. And it's everything from, making sure that the force reflects the people who are being served in the city, to engaging young people in mentorships, and you also utilizing technology in new and different ways.
What I want to do as Mayor of Boston, what I'm going to do, my very first day, is convene a meeting in the mayor's office to talk about what's been going on, what's been working, what hasn't been working. Because up till now, it's not working, and we need to do more. We have to go literally house by house in certain communities, certain neighborhoods in our city to find out what the challenges are in those houses.
We should deploy resources based upon the proportion of violence being played out in different parts of the city of Boston. I don't believe in the lock 'em up and throw away the key philosophy. I believe we should hire an army of outreach workers and mentors to work with our young people before they even think about dropping out of school, before they even think about getting involved in some negative activity.
We need to empower police to have everything they need with them. That means handheld tablets. That means satellite police stations. Police need to be seen. They need to be walking. They need to be on the streets. And so I will drive police out of the stations and onto the streets.
Of all the candidates in this race, if public safety is an important issue to the voter, I am certainly the only candidate in this race that has any experience whatsoever. When I first became a city councilor back in 1994, I made it my personal mission to increase the number of police officers working in our city. Now we have 2,400 police officers, and what that has allowed us to do is to fully implement community policing. To the extent that we've slipped at all on that, I intend to reinvigorate that program because it's so important for every neighborhood to have the same cop on the same beat.
We have to have community people really engaged with. I have ideas on how to do that. I also have ideas on how to do it electronically through a program that I'll call the eLert system, which operates now just in a couple of neighborhoods of Dorchester. It's something that I started about 10 years ago. And what it is more real-time alerting of what's going on in your neighborhood regarding public safety and crime and any kind of violent activity that's happening. And that's just to alert people, because the eyes and ears of the police force really need to be the people who are in our neighborhoods.
You've got to recommit yourself to community policing, which is the idea that police create better relationships when they're walking in the neighborhoods or bicycling in the neighborhoods and intentionally engaging residents in what's happening in their day and what have they seen. When you do that, you create a mutual relationship between the police department and the communities, and then it's easier to solve crimes when they happen.
We're talking about a broader strategy around health and the link to safety if we really want to end violence over the long term. And I think that's focusing on three real main issues: addiction, mental health, and trauma. And how are we addressing those issues across the city? And that's really more about prevention, intervention, and opportunity in neighborhoods through public health programming. And I think that has got to be a main focus of a real effort to end violence over the long term.